Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
And remember, this is a man that said he wants the transition to be smooth. Well, you don't do the kind of things. You don't have a judge working real hard to try and embarrass you. Because I did nothing wrong. By the way, I did nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. If I did something wrong, I wouldn't be standing here right now because I've won all these cases. Nobody's ever won so many cases as I have against the Justice Department. I mean, Jack Smith had cases all over the place. People were being subpoenaed. Lives were being ruined. They were spending everything they had, money. We were helping them out. We had to. They were subpoenaing people that had no idea what they were even talking about. That's a sick group of people. And it was all to influence the election. It was all a fight against a political opponent. We've never had that in this country. We have had that in certain countries. We've had that in third-tier countries. We've had that in banana republics, but we've never had that in a place like the United States. I don't even know if it's been on a small level. I'm sure it has been on a small level, but this was the largest level ever. They brought this moron out of The Hague. He's a mean guy. He's a mean, nasty guy. His picture was perfect because you look at his picture, you say, that's a bad guy with his robe, his purple robe. And he executes people. He shouldn't be allowed to execute people because he'll execute everybody. He's a nut job.
Yeah, you retweeted, Trump's thing about invading, taking Greenland, whatever. Ron said, I'm beginning to think he might be psychotic. And someone else, Stephanie Kennedy, said, Trump's psychosis began long ago. More disturbing, Americans actually voted for a psychopath whose horrifying disconnection from reality and extreme delusions are leading us all into profound levels of danger. Alzheimer's can cause psychosis. Trump's father suffered terribly from the disease. Right. That was the thing I was struck by yesterday, Malcolm, is beyond going, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this again. Watching this 70 minutes of whatever is the fact that he clearly has deteriorated. And he's not even in office yet.
And you know what? Part of the problem is us. I've had this discussion on this show several times about meta-narrative framing, how we communicate about him. If you believe this, that he is a 78-year-old deranged psychopath, please start calling him a 78-year-old deranged psychopath, and that his ideas are insane. Not that they are unfeasible, not that they are, will run into obstacles. Say it as it is. He won the presidency, saying crazy things. And people are out there believing, well, he says it like it is. How come we, as the opposition, as the resistance, don't have the ability to say these things out loud? And here's another thing I'm going to complain about. A lot of people have moved to Blue Sky. A lot of people are still transitioning from X or Threads. Retweet people like Stephanie Kennedy when she puts things like this out.
Yeah.
She only has a couple of hundred retweets on something that is obvious.
Yeah.
You must start using these platforms as the weapon that they use them as.
Yeah.
And they're not, look, it's not an echo chamber. We are disseminating information that they are about to dominate our entire infosphere with the billionaires that have decided they are going to make money off of them, even if it means we invade 3 countries that are allies, that we become the Russia of the Western Hemisphere. Now, before you say that's crazy, Malcolm, that ain't crazy. They're talking about it.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not crazy.
I want to get your take on that. We spoke to Bob Seska about it, too. I know you talked about everybody getting off Twitter on January 20th. But here's what I want to ask. Look at what Zuckerberg's doing. So now do we get off Threads and Instagram and Facebook, and do we run from, I don't run from a fight. I'm dumb that way. I'm all blade hand, but I'm on everywhere right now. I'm on, all of them. So I don't want them to scare us to a little corner that feels safe for us. F them is my feeling.
Let me make this call again.
Okay.
All right. Because to tell you the truth, here's a real problem that I'm having. I'm having that some of the biggest voices in the liberal world, Midas Touch, Mueller, She Wrote, all of these guys, they don't echo calls that should be done simultaneously to defend all of us. The great Twitter walk-off is so that we can make on January 20th At 12 noon, when President Musk takes office, we can send a message.
Right.
And it's for not you, not Stephanie Miller, not for, Mueller, she wrote, people who will have their Twitter feeds weaponized. We
Right.
want you to stop using it.
Yeah. Yeah.
For everyone else, if it's not your real name, if it's a fake name, deactivate your account at precisely 12 noon.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I just wanted to check on
a message.
All right.
Same thing for threads if you want to do that. But if you have a name attached to it, don't feed into the anger algorithm. Stop taking DMs. Stop taking messages. Stop using it.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Let me talk about your piece about the Las Vegas terrorist. You ought to know something about this. You wrote a book about it. You said that he wanted civil war.
Yep.
You write, individual attacks by right-wing extremists have grown exponentially, but unlike Muslims, the explosion of American-grown terrorism was discounted by the news media. 4 years ago, you're talking about January 6th, 4,000 insurrectionists attacked the United States Capitol at the direction of Trump. Trump's ability to mislead the news media let the meaning of domestic terrorism flip on its head. Suddenly, white right-wing terrorists were almost exclusively excused as being mentally ill in a personal crisis or suffering from PTSD. And you just were talking about the letters written by the Las Vegas terrorist clearly show his attack on Trump International was deliberate terrorism. He was a terrorist. We should not refer to the incident as anything other than a terrorist attack. And by the way, echoed almost exactly the January 6th terrorist talking points. We got to kill all the Democrats in Washington. His whole could have been a Steve Bannon Fox News talking point list, right?
Absolutely. Look, he wrote 2 letters, and was he disturbed? Yes. Did he have a family crisis? Yes. Yeah. Was he obviously suffering from mental incapacity in some direction? Yes. But he was very clear about what he was doing. He said the only way to get the attention of the news media was to create a spectacle and to have a death. So he sacrificed himself on the altar of Elon Musk and Donald Trump, whom, by the way, Elon Musk, Trump, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he admired and put into his letter that they were the salvation of the nation.
It was MAGA terrorism is what it was.
It was MAGA terrorism. It was a terrorist attack. The individual was a terrorist. To the 7 people that he wounded in that attack, other than shooting himself in the head, they were victims of a terrorist attack. News media is not saying this. No. Just because you served honorably and you were a Special Forces Master Sergeant, same rank as me, E8, that does not mean if you go and you blow up a truck bomb, right? No matter if it was low magnitude or low order or high order explosives, you blew up a truck bomb to create a political point. And his point was he called on members of the armed forces, veterans, military, and law enforcement to besiege Washington this week and purge it of Democrats in the military and government, and wanted truckers to create a blockade all around the city. That's what the attack was about.
Yep.
Not about his PTSD.
Yep.
So Al-Qaeda members have family issues. ISIS members who are crazy have family issues. If an American does a terrorist attack in counterterrorism, we call that a terrorist attack.
Right.
Speaking of, you wrote the original book on ISIS. Speaking of terrorism, I got a couple more things I got to get your take on. So the Pentagon said Monday it had transferred 11 Yemeni men to Oman this week after holding them for more than 2 decades without charge in Guantanamo. The Biden administration in its final weeks, it's the latest push by them to clear Gitmo of the last remaining detainees who were never charged with a crime. My concern always is like the people that we detained that didn't do any, that didn't commit a crime. I was like, well, they weren't terrorists, but now they might be after we tortured them and held them without charge for 2 decades. I mean, what's your take on this?
Well, they're going to be under Omani control. Oman's relatively good at this. My problem is that as ridiculous as it sounds, we've just cleared out 20 spaces for what? Trump to use Guantanamo Bay to hold American citizens in some future, some future Gestapo-like gulag, which is not beyond these people. Yeah. Okay, when they talk about Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard
Right.
in the head of law enforcement and intelligence in the United States. Good God.
Good.
I
And
really
by the
can't
way,
believe we're anywhere near where we are.
yeah, they're trying to delay this. The Democrats, her hearing. Senator Warner pointed out the committee has not yet received her FBI background check, ethics disclosure, pre-hearing questionnaire. I mean, she is almost. He came out of a meeting with her and he said, "I went in with a lot of questions. I've still got a lot of questions."
Okay.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
Can
we
I just let me
stop
just
this
say,
talk?
Tom Cotton said, after the terrorist attacks on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it's sad to see Senator Warner and the Democrats playing politics with America's safety and our
Wow.
national security.
Look, here's my problem. I know Mark Elias says that we, the Democratic Party, and should create an opposition. I believe we should have a resistance because if opposition speaks like that, I have questions about Tulsi Gabbard. Why is the Democratic Party senior leadership not going, that woman's crazy? Yeah. Don't let her near U.S. intelligence. Do not do it. We will block everything to save this nation's security. Nope. Everyone wants that be genteel, be the cooling saucer cup to have a nice discussion about this. I'm sorry. We need to move our politicians to start being active and vocal and not radical, reasonable.
Right.
Agreed.
Tulsi Gabbard's the radical
outraged.
one. That's what we need to do the contrast. Real quick. Sorry, we're late as always. You retweeted about Trump's Ukraine envoy has canceled his trip to Kyiv. And Ron said 24 hours. Trump said the war would be over in 24 hours after he takes office. It'll be so easy for him to do it. Everyone will be happy. Well, I don't expect, first of all, his foreign policy to have any coherence. But between that and Trump shared a blistering critique of Netanyahu by an economics professor for having dragged the United States into phony wars in Iraq and Syria. He posted the clip right after whatever that was yesterday, after warning there will be hell to pay if Hamas does not release the Israeli hostages before he gets to the White House. He said something about hell will break loose here. What is he going to bomb universities? I don't even. I mean, I don't know what his foreign policy is going to be. Do you?
Okay, look. Again, we are not using the right terminology. The first word that should come out of our mouth when 24 hours after Trump takes office and he doesn't stop the Ukraine war is liar. You're a liar. You lie. You are a pathological liar and nothing can be believed by you. When he does stupid, insane things with Netanyahu, we should be saying he is demented. He is a liar and he is demented and he is 78 years old. And we don't know if he has the ability to figure out whether he's going to the bathroom or whether he's going to the situation room. We do not frame these things properly. And it is going to cost us our national security and our own defense until we start talking like this.
Oh, well, hey, folks, it's Stephanie Miller. Are your cells feeling a little uninspired? It's time for a pep talk they'll never forget. Let me tell you about ASEA, A-S-E-A, Redox Cell Signaling Supplement. It's like science-y magic in a tube, helping your cells communicate better so your body can take care of itself, just like when you were younger. ASEA, it's basically your body's BFF, working behind the scenes to keep you looking and feeling amazing. Ooh, as seen on the Stephanie Miller Show. But wait, because your skin deserves some love too. ASEA has teamed up with us to offer a special deal on Renew 28 Gel. This magical gel hydrates, it soothes, it leaves your skin looking selfie ready. Whether you're fresh in from the gym or the beach or just, life, Renew 28 is your go-to for smooth, happy skin. Ooh, happy, clappy skin. This special offer is waiting just for you. Head on over to stephaniemiller.com and click on the ASEA banner, ASEA. Don't wait. Your cells and your skin deserve a standing ovation. Hooray! stephaniemiller.com.